Welcome back to the AI Daily Brief Headlines Edition, all the daily AI news you need in around 5 minutes. Earlier this week, we discovered that Apple will be holding a product announcement event at the beginning of March, and now we are getting stories that the company is ramping up work on multiple wearable devices for the AI era. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman reports that development is being fast-tracked on a trio of AI wearables. Apple apparently plans to create a pair of smart glasses, a pendant that can be worn as a pin or a necklace, and camera-laden AirPods with expanded AI capabilities. The three devices are all intended to connect to an iPhone and provide a hands-free interface for AI Siri. The pendant and AirPods are intended to be the low-end offering. Both will have low-resolution cameras that can provide context to the AI assistant, but which won't be good enough for taking pictures or recording video. The design brief is simply to offer a cheap, always-on camera and microphone to function as Siri's eyes and ears. No word on when to expect the pendant, but the camera-equipped AirPods have been in development for some time and could be on shelves as early as this year. The smart glasses are designed to be more upscale and feature-rich, competing directly with Meta Ray-Bans. Several prototypes of the smart glasses have been distributed internally after significant progress in recent months. The glasses won't feature a display, but will have speakers, microphones, and high-resolution cameras. Apple is hoping their build quality and camera technology can give them the edge against Meta and their current domination of the nascent category. Reportedly, December is the target for the start of production with a public release next year. Now, between this, the March 4th announcement, and of course the absolute proliferation of Mac Minis as the device of choice for OpenClaw agents, there has been a huge discussion on X this week regarding Apple's AI strategy. Many shared this chart of AI capex going parabolic at rival big tech firms, while Apple is actually guiding a 19% drop in capex. The tone of the conversation was summed up by Akash Gupta, who said, "Did Apple just luck into the smartest AI strategy in tech?" The argument, of course, is that while the hyperscalers spend hundreds of billions of dollars on data centers, with very difficult or at least long-term ROI calculus, Apple is in the meantime shipping Mac Minis as fast as they can make them, and licensing Google's models for $1 billion a year, basically pocket change compared to the cost of building their own training cluster for an in-house model. If Apple can actually get the trifecta of AI wearables to market alongside a functional version of AI Siri, maybe things start to look better for them. CEO Tim Cook seemed to imply that this is in fact the strategy during an all-hands meeting last week. He reportedly told staff that Apple is working on new categories of products powered by AI, remarking, "We're extremely excited about that. The world is changing fast." And despite skepticism of AI wearables in the past, Ben Pouladian summed up the vibes when he posted, "I'll take all three. Where should I leave my credit card?" Next up, another interesting story from the earnings call cycle. During their last week's earnings call, Spotify co-CEO Gustav Söderström said that his company's top developers are pretty much done writing code by hand. He reported that his most senior engineers are saying that they haven't written a single line of code since December. Söderström gave a concrete example of a developer that gave Claude instructions for a bug fix or a new feature over Slack on their phone during the morning commute. Spotify's internal platform allows them to receive the code, validate it, and push it to production, all before they arrive at the office. Söderström said that he believes that this is just the beginning of the AI coding era, with much greater efficiencies yet to be unlocked. He emphasized, "This is a big change. It is real, it is happening fast. We're retooling the entire company for this age, and it's going to be a lot of change. But as I said before, change, if you capture it, is opportunity." Moving over to chip world, Meta has signed a massive partnership with Nvidia, including a commitment to buy millions of AI chips. The multi-year strategic partnership will involve deployment of current generation Blackwell GPUs as well as the next generation Rubin chips. In addition, Meta will use standalone Grace CPUs as well as utilizing their next generation networking equipment. Now, big tech company partners with Nvidia stories are basically an everyday occurrence at this point, so what makes this one interesting? The story here is really the scale. At this stage, the largest data centers contain several 100,000 GPUs, and you can likely count those on one hand. The purchase of millions of chips implies that Meta plans to build multiple new data centers at world-leading scale over the coming years. Nvidia only produced around 5 million AI chips last year, so an order of this size could be a strategic move to corner the market on the leading AI chips. Analysts said the deal likely stretches in the tens of billions, and will soak up a good portion of Meta's $135 billion capex plan for 2026. The deal also isn't just about AI training and inference, with Meta planning to migrate large portions of their social media recommendation engines to Nvidia Silicon. For Meta, it's an interesting commitment to just paying Nvidia for their technology rather than trying to find alternatives. Each of the large AI companies has spent the last year spinning up custom silicon projects or partnering with AMD in an attempt to avoid the Nvidia tax, with Meta pursuing both of those avenues last year. This deal would seem to imply they've settled on Nvidia as their major supplier, but it could also just simply be about volume, with Nvidia being the only chipmaker with a proven track record of delivering chips at this scale. Announcing the deal, Jensen Huang said, "No one deploys AI at Meta's scale, integrating frontier research with industrial-scale infrastructure to power the world's largest personalization and recommendation systems for billions of users. Through deep co-design across CPUs, GPUs, networking, and software, we are bringing the full Nvidia platform to Meta's researchers and engineers as they build the foundation for the next AI frontier. Summing it up pretty simply, Ahmed Investing writes, AI data center build-out cycle is simply not over. Speaking of which, software sellers might be exhausted as the stock market levels out. Both major indices eked out slight gains on Tuesday as sentiment began a cautious turnaround. Louis Navellier, CIO for Navellier & Associates, said, "It is likely that we will look back on the current volatility as a buying opportunity, though it's difficult to estimate when the volatility will be behind us." The past month has, of course, been brutal for AI stocks, with the Mag 7 now at 5-month lows. It's been even worse for AI-exposed software firms, with sector flagships like Salesforce and Adobe down more than 20% on the year. The sell-off has been so severe that some executives took direct action to steady the market. ServiceNow CEO Bill McDermott announced in a regulatory filing that he would buy $3 million in his company's stock. McDermott is the first major SaaS CEO to buy stock during this bloodbath, which made it seem like even the insiders had lost faith in the sector. Multiple ServiceNow executives also canceled all future selling plans. Meanwhile, several private software companies released their earnings early in a bid to show they haven't been disrupted by AI. McAfee's Q4 earnings were little changed from last year at $626 million. Rocket Software disclosed 5.2% revenue growth, while Perforce Software had a slight revenue decline but detailed AI product development plans in their earnings call. Absolutely, it is way too early to say the SaaS apocalypse is over, but this week does seem to be giving investors a slight breather to reassess the value of AI and software stocks moving forward. Over in China, it is the Chinese New Year, and AI companies are the ones handing out the red envelopes. Alibaba, Tencent, and ByteDance are all offering massive giveaways in a bid to capture new chatbot users. The promotions vary, with ByteDance running a high-value sweepstakes, while Alibaba and Tencent are giving away a few dollars worth of vouchers to each user. Part of the big push is to get users to try out nascent AI shopping agents. And yet, the information notes that Chinese AI companies could be facing an even tougher path to AI monetization than their US counterparts. Each of the major Chinese labs is still offering high-volume usage and advanced features for free. Lian Fan, a Beijing-based AI founder, noted a cultural barrier, commenting, "In China, consumers know they can always find most online services for free. If one major AI chatbot started charging its users, people would immediately migrate to other free chatbots that are just as good." That said, while it's not a pathway to profitable AI, the giveaways are serving their purpose by boosting usage during the Spring Festival. ByteDance said their Monday night promotion garnered 1.9 billion chatbot interactions, while Alibaba said their agentic shopping-focused promotion had led to 130 million first-time users trying out the service so far this month. There is, of course, another AI story going on in China, which is the rise of embodied AI in the form of robotics. At some point, we're probably due for an update show, as the videos coming out this year suggest a pretty extraordinary pace of development. For now, however, that is going to do it for today's AI Daily Brief Headlines edition. Next up, the main episode.